Kim, Kanye, it's good to see both of you again. What brings you guys into my office today? How are North's reflexes doing?
Well, she's doing a lot better. We think her plantar grasp reflex is disappearing, and we read the article that you recommended, the one by Suzuki and Futagi, called The Neural Mechanism and Clinical Significance of the Plantar Grasp Reflex in Infants, and we think it was really helpful.
Yeah, I had no idea that the prolonged persistence of the plantar grasp reflex indicate that North may have cerebral palsy or mental retardation. Luckily, the reflex is disappearing, so that hopefully, she's not going to suffer from any spasticity.
I'm glad to hear that. I recommend that article to all parents with infants. What about her stepping reflex? Have you guys been actively exercising young North?
Yes, sir. After you told us about the article called Walking in the Newborn, we decided to actively stimulate her stepping reflex by placing her feet on a flat surface.
And when we did that, she started walking. Well, we were holding upright, but still, my baby's going to walk. She's going to walk.
But that is still good because it will help her develop the walking pattern so that she may walk sooner than other infants. Babies follow a natural progression and sequence in order to walk. By stimulating the stepping reflex, you are helping North's movements become coordinated movement patterns, which will then become voluntary movements and will allow her to walk independently.
I can't wait. Then I can Instagram her walking.
Yes, you can. Lots of pictures. I'll see you guys at your next visit.
Thank you, Doc.
Mr. West, Ms. Kardashian, thank you for inviting me into your lovely palace. What seems to be the problem with young North today?
Thanks for coming on such short notice, Doc. We're concerned about the possible reoccurrence of the palmar grasp in my baby North. She always seems to be wanting to wrap her fingers around my new Rolex, and whenever I let her play with it, usually breaking them all the time.
And then I got tired of buying new Rolexes for my Kanye, so I decided to read about what could be happening with North. And I came across an article called The Grasping and Other Primitive Reflexes by J.M. Schott, and I think the palmar grasp reflex is reappearing in North.
Well, Mr. West, thank you for bringing this to life to me. I'm glad you guys have been doing some reading up on this subject. I wish all of my new young parents took their time to do their research. As you read about in the article, Schott describes, again, the development cycle of the reflexive movements and their transition to voluntary movements. Schott finds that most of these reflexes, such as the palmar reflex you have described, disappear with age. However, in times where a person may be under a lot of stress or they may be very ill, the reflexes may reappear. Schott suggests that these reflexes may just be suppressed across the maturation of the life cycle.
Thank you for providing with such insight on the palmar grasp. What's the reoccurrence of this reflex mean, though, for my baby North?
Well, unfortunately, such reoccurrence, as Schott suggests, may imply lesions in the brain, and specifically in the frontal lobe of the brain. The only way for us to know for sure is to do further testing and possibly brain imagery testing.
Well, I read that the reappearance could indicate some damage to the central nervous system or the peripheral nervous system.
Yes, that is also true. The only way for us to know about this for sure, though, is again to do further testing.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Doc. We'll schedule those tests pronto.
Hello, Kim and Kanye. What brings you in here again today? How is North doing?
Well, North seems to be fine, but we're not sure if she's exhibiting any postural reflexes.
Yeah, like the labyrinth writing reflex.
Well, when you guys begin to tilt her, does her head move to stay upright?
Yeah, it does.
But when we read the article called Primitive Reflexes and Postural Reactions in the Neurodevelopmental Examination, I learned that postural reflexes are very important in the first year. We just want to make sure that our baby North is, on the right track.
Ah, what an excellent article. Well, as long as North is exhibiting the postural reflexes, then she is properly developed. If for some reason the labyrinth writing reflex persists, then she may experience some delays in reaching motor milestones.
But does that mean that she'll have any postural abnormalities?
Well, thankfully not necessarily. It could be an indicator for a postural abnormality or even cerebral palsy. But as of for right now, it seems like North is a healthy, growing infant.
That is great to hear.
It was a good idea for you to come today. Early testing and screening reflexes can help prevent later developmental problems.
But we try and do anything for little North to stay beautiful and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Come back if you have any more concerns with young.
Yes, sir. Yep. Thank you. No problem.